Sarcasm Speaks, Jared and Bob coming at you. I guess I'll start out on a personal note as an update. Not too personal, like, I'm not pregnant or anything, although it is 2022. So I could be pregnant because anybody can get pregnant now.
I think if you want it bad enough, you could be.
Yeah. Well, all I have to do, I think, is just identify as someone who can get pregnant. As a childbearing person, because we don't use the W word or the M word anymore to talk about gender. We just say a childbearing person or a menstruating person or anything like that. We're not allowed to use those words anymore. The W word, the M word, very bad. So I guess fortunately, probably fortunately for me, I'm not pregnant yet, as far as I know. I don't know. I haven't taken a test to know.
That's true. You don't actually know until you take a test.
Yeah, that's true. If anything, the last 2 years has told us you might as well assume that you are, unless you take a test that tells you that you're not.
Maybe I'll go to the dollar store because they sell pregnancy tests and drug tests.
Are those the ones with Shaq's face on it?
No, they're not. But
the Shaq pregnancy test.
It is kind of amazing that the dollar store sells drug tests and pregnancy tests. Like, imagine you rely on one of those two things to determine whatever fate you need to what for whatever reason you're taking the test.
Yeah. And
you go to the dollar store and go, this is trustworthy enough.
Yeah, seems legit, right? They cost $40 at CVS. Now, I know the ones at CVS and Walgreens are probably marked up ridiculously, but call it $20, right? I think I truthfully don't know. I've never bought in a pregnancy or a drug test before, but I would imagine they're probably in the range of $40 to $50. Probably too much, but again, I probably want to pay more than $1. I'm probably looking to pay somewhere in the $20 range.
I can't wait for COVID tests to hit the dollar store. That'll be great.
That's going to be awesome.
But yeah,
so COVID tests from the dollar
store.
I
think next time I'm in there, I might just buy some pregnancy tests and just take them myself, just piss on them myself.
Just piss on them
and see what I get.
Yeah, I mean,
that'd be fucking hilarious.
Imagine if multiple came back positive. You're like,
that would be hysterical.
There's a lot of upset people that go to the dollar store to get pregnant tests.
I'm taking maternity leave if I test positive.
Yeah, I mean, that's totally fair. Imagine you piss on a dollar store pregnancy test as a dude. It comes back positive, and you show up to an OBGYN and be like, I need an ultrasound.
I'm fucking pregnant, dude.
You have to give me an ultrasound.
Yeah, I'm pregnant.
Yeah, I'm pregnant.
I took this test at a national chain.
Imagine the response. And then it would be interesting because the doctor would try and tell you well, you're probably not pregnant. And then you could just flip it on him and be like, what do you mean? What do you mean?
You don't know how I identify.
Yeah. Are you assuming my identity?
You don't know me.
And then, maybe if I was still unemployed and really bored, I would try something like that. Yeah. But all of these things have, that's interesting because they all kind of coincide. Because I'm no longer unemployed. I do have to take a drug test for my new job, which was the original personal news. So I did get.
I got a place that's got some drug tests if you need one.
Yeah.
I'll sell it to you for $5.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I have to go to a place and arrange this because they're an actual company.
Is it going to be probation where you have to call and if your color is selected, you got to go and the lady's got to look at you?
Yeah. They got to watch you piss in the fucking cup. So I did. I think I've definitely talked about it on the show before. I did actually end up getting the job with the consulting firm. I do want to make a quick shout out to
Bob,
Mitch, friend of the show, who unfortunately for him, or I would say us, he sent me a text message while we were in Austin that was like, dude, why don't you apply here? Or like, you should apply to this. And like sent me a whole long list of like actually really good ideas of like places to apply that are like within the fitness world, like Whoop and like Train Heroic and like all of these like long list of things. So unfortunately, it was just a little too late. One, I was drunk because I was in Texas on a bachelor party. And two, I was already in the process of like being hired for this job. But they did officially send me my offer letter and I signed it and all that. So I start on March 21st over there. And like I did say in the episode that you actually got booted off of, and I had the solo finish. I do have to get the COVID-19 vaccine, which whatever, it's at this point, who gives a fuck? You have been right. I am 99% convinced that you have been right about this from the very beginning when you said these things are more likely to do nothing than literally anything else, like negative or positive. Like the odds of them doing nothing are more likely than them being a positive or a negative. So if all I have to do is get this fucking thing and then I can make a lot of money, I'm cool with that. So
yeah, I'll whore out. What do you need?
Yeah, exactly. Like it's I'm good. I'm good. Sure. Yo, you're gonna pay me how much? Okay. Yep. I'm good. Where do you want me to get the shot in my ball sack too while I'm at it? Like, what are we doing here? Like, sure. Well, I mean, it's not that much money. They'd have to, I don't know, add a couple more dohas to that, but whatever. You get the point. The other interesting thing, right? So I'm going to work there. I'm going to work at this new company starting March 21st. The other thing I happened to see on Twitter, somebody popped on my news feed because obviously I follow and we follow Ian McMillan, friend of the show, been on twice now. Big fan of the Bacon Bets podcast. Go check that out if you haven't. But someone popped up ahead. It was like this job listing that BetSided was hiring. So I was like, yeah, sure.
What do you mean? The editor said that they were on a hiring freeze till April. What the fuck?
Well, I would. So herein lies the rub. So I go on the website and I look, and it's a part-time job, which I'm like, okay, that's fine. So it's a part-time gig writing for BetSided, and it literally just opened. So in my mind, having the insider information from Ian when he said they were on a hiring freeze until April, what I'm assuming is probably what's going to happen is they're going to leave the job posting open for like 3 weeks. They're going to go through resumes. By the time they call people and get through interviews, if it takes 2 weeks, now you're in April.
Yeah, that's true.
So I applied. I applied to be a part-time writer for BetSided. So I haven't said anything to Ian yet. I might shoot him a message and be like, hey man, like I applied, but like at the same time, like I don't know. Like I also don't want it to seem like I'm trying to get something from it. Like it would be more of like a friendly, like, hey man, I applied to BetSided, like fingers crossed, we'll see what happens. Like I'm not looking for him to like say anything or do anything.
Then don't message him.
I just think it would be cool to like, because technically he would be my boss, right? If he's the editor, and I'm a part-time writer, like the pieces that I write would have to, I would imagine, cross his desk.
Yeah, I guess it depends on how they're structured, but right. I would find it hard to believe that they have one editor.
Oh yeah.
Who also, because he writes too. So
yeah,
if he was the editor,
right,
he sure as shit wouldn't be writing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, if you're not gonna like do the like whole, I don't know. I don't think it's worth a message if you're not gonna like say something else. Like I don't know. So this is the thing is I don't know how this part works.
Yeah.
Where if you message him, just be like, hey, I saw the listing and I applied. If you hear anything, just let me know. Like that's like a way to say something without saying something.
Yeah.
Like But I know what you're saying is don't be like, hey, if you can put in a good word for it, no.
Yeah.
Like, bro, I've seen like fucking 3 of your articles and that's it. I'm not doing that.
Right. You've talked to me for a cumulative of like 3 hours.
Yeah, and again, he's like, I see you posting that thing. It's like, well, he might have read one, but
yeah.
I don't know, because you can like ask, but like not ask.
Yeah.
Like, hey, if you hear anything, just like,
well, because the other thing about it too, and I joked about this with him on the show when I was like, hey, you guys hiring? And he said no. And I prefaced it and even said like, as if he's the one that does the hiring, right? So for people that don't know, BetSided is a subsidiary of Fansided. So Fansided is this massive website that has a bunch of little branches off of it that like literally is everything from sports betting to Star Wars and Food Network TV shows. Because I went on the Fansided website looking for job postings, and they had an opening for someone to write about Food Network TV shows, and another one to talk about the Star Wars franchise. So like Fansided is just that. It's a website that hosts other websites that are fan based, right? So like
where they got the name from.
Yeah, I know. So BetSided is obviously about sports betting. So the other thing about that is Fansided is actually owned by a company called Minute Media, because that's who I applied to when I filled out the application.
Oh, yeah.
So not only is Ian, I don't want to diminish him and call him just the editor, but when it comes to hiring purposes, not only is Ian just the editor, but he works for BetSided, which is a subsidiary of Fansided, which also is a subsidiary of Minute Media. So
can you make this into a flowchart?
Yeah.
Like similar to a family tree?
Yeah. A genealogy chart or whatever.
Who's banging who in this situation?
So that's the other thing too, where like I'm not trying to ask him for any sort of like words or like assistance in the process, because I know he probably doesn't have any. Again, not to diminish him and his job, but it's not part of his job title. Like he's the editor for BetSided. Like he probably does not hire people. He might meet with finalists and be like part of the meeting. Like if there's a Zoom meeting, maybe there's like 2 or 3 people on the meeting.
Depending on how many people are in the interviews.
Right. And he might sit in on one of the finalists just to make sure that like, the guy's not a fucking schmuck, but he probably has nothing to do with hiring.
Or if you have to like submit a writing sample, they might be like, hey, we got these 15 writing samples. Could you grade them out for us?
Yeah. That I could see that too.
Because especially if Minute Media is the hiring company, so you got HR there. Well, who represents BetSided? Someone has to.
Right.
So he could be involved in some way, but
it could be interesting. It would be fun to be a part-time sports writer and actually get paid for it. Because technically, I've been a part-time sports betting writer since November, but I haven't gotten paid yet. So the other thing about that too, I don't know if you probably haven't read anything that I put out there.
I tried to click the last one. It wouldn't let me.
Yeah. See, so this is the problem. So when I started writing, I just started writing and doing everything. And then a couple things there, like maybe 6 weeks in, I realized I wasn't going to get paid for anything. So the first thing I did was I stopped writing multiple pieces a week. Like I was doing maybe like 2-ish, sometimes 3. I would call it 1 to 2 a week though, on average. And then after that, I was like, nope, fuck that. I'm literally only writing 1 thing a week because I'm not getting paid for it. And why would I waste my time? Because a lot of the times, like when I would look at something, like it would take me, sometimes almost 2 hours just to write one article, or multiple. Like when I was doing the full 16 game slate of the NFL season, like that would take me across like 2 days, like hours across days. So I decided to just do the one. And then I switched to golf. And after a couple golf ones, I got an email from the guy that owns the website. and he was like, hey, do me a favor. When you post, and he like sent me this like instruction list. He goes, when you post your articles, do it this way. And I was like, oh, okay. He wants me to put them behind a paywall. So now the last like 3 articles that I've written are behind a paywall. But also, like, I'm not famous.
If you're going to continue,
I don't have a following.
So this is what I would do. If you're going to continue to put shit behind a paywall, I would talk to someone about the pay situation.
Well, the way it works is I have a specific code.
So it's only off your code.
Yeah. So if someone signs up with my code to read the articles, I get a cut of their membership.
Okay. Does sarcasmspeaks.com have a blog potential?
Yeah. Yeah.
I would just fucking write it there.
Yeah. I think I might.
Because if it's behind a paywall and you're not getting paid for views, you're only getting paid for signups. Realistically, dude, how many people are going to sign up, and if they do, how much are you even going to make?
Right.
Because what is it, like $120 for the year or something?
Yeah. I mean, it all depends.
Okay.
When I first started, it sounded great.
Yeah. Well, it's always a way to start, but
because they said because I think a membership is $9.99 a month. And I got $4 of that per month, plus a cut of the overall revenue. So like, I don't know, for whatever ads and shit. Like if the website brings in, we'll say $100,000, it definitely doesn't. But say the website brings in $100,000 to keep numbers even. The owner might take, I don't know, 30% of it. So look at 30 grand and then split that over however many writers there are that have people subscribe to them.
Yeah.
So, but there's
I don't know. It's weird.
It's definitely not that high. Again, those numbers are way too fucking high, but it's all made up. But like so you get the cut of the person who signed up with your code's membership plus a cut of the overall website.
But you have to have people sign up.
But you have to have people signed up with your code.
Now,
which is the part they didn't tell me at the beginning.
But if it's behind a paywall, because I'm trying to think, because theoretically you would want to continue using that for the portfolio. Right. But if it's behind a paywall, do you still have the portfolio?
Right.
And you don't, because it's like obviously Ultimate Sports Networks would look better than Sarcasm Speaks, but the where might not be as important as the content.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. I don't know what the right answer is.
Yeah, I don't either. But
yeah, that behind the paywall thing's fucking bullshit, though.
Yeah,
in a way, kind of. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
Because then it's like, so say someone didn't read any of your shit from before.
Yeah.
And now it's like, oh, here's a link. And it's like behind a paywall. It's like, they're not just going to be behind. They're not just going to blindly pay for that.
Right. Someone that has not read things that I've written is not going to pay to read what I wrote. You know what I mean? Like it would have to be someone that's read almost every piece that I've put out.
Yeah.
And like for some odd reason likes what I write.
Yeah, that's a tough spot.
Yeah. But like I said, hopefully I get a part-time gig at Betsided. And then I can, make even more money and pretend like I have money, even though I don't, because I still have to pay off student loans. Because
how many commas are going to be in your yearly income?
Yeah. Because I'm not 25 anymore, because I thought about that. Like I thought about back then, like how much money I was actually making in a year when I worked at Compass versus, so I had like that salary, I got mileage reimbursement. Plus I was also teaching at Bridgewater State, like legit, like anywhere from 6 to, we'll call it an average of 6 credits a semester. I was making a lot of money, and I did exactly what a 25-year-old making a lot of money did. Spend it all on dumb shit. Well, not dumb shit, but like I took a vacation once a quarter. You know what I mean? Like I was going like every spring break in March when Bridgewater was off, I would go somewhere. Like that's how I went to Charleston and San Diego, and I forget where else I went, Nashville one of the times. And it's like I always was going, like I always would travel and go places and do stuff and just fucking spend money. And also at that time too, I think we were still living in Bridgewater. And so we didn't have like that many bills. And I was still going out in Boston a lot, like just driving into Boston, meeting up with the guys, fucking whatever. And I was like, oh yeah, I got this round. Like I just blew it all like a stupid fucking 25, 26-year-old would do. But this time around, that's not the case. I'm a little bit smarter now.
Lame.
The extra money.
Lame.
I know. Well, I got all my shit done and out of the way.
Lame.
I gotta pay off that goddamn fucking student loans.
So dumb.
That you can't get rid of even if you die. Isn't that fucking something?
It's not really your problem anymore at that point.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, that great number 46 was supposed to get rid of, but
we're doing this now. Okay.
He must have forgot.
Yeah. Nope, we're doing this now. Yeah.
Well, no, now it's convenient. Well, now it's convenient.
Oh, okay. Wow. All right.
It fits the narrative for me to bitch about my student loans, to say, "Oh, someone was supposed to forgive them." Oh, I didn't know I was going to actually have to pay this back.
Sorry,
someone else should take care of my.
Yeah, you're right.
My fiscal financial needs.
Yeah, as you decided to be a self-proclaimed moron at 25, 26. Yeah, you're right. Someone else's problem. Someone else fix it.
No, it is. It's someone else's problem.
You know what? I'll fix it for you. I fucking solve everyone's problems. Fucking kids fuck up their weight cards, fuck up what they're doing. You fix it. Yeah, okay. Sure, no problem. You want to fucking pin a tail on me too?
Can you fix Phil's problem?
No,
because I saw this on Twitter the other day. Well, I've been seeing a lot of things on Twitter about, so we talked about, I don't know, maybe 3 episodes ago now, 2, 3, I don't know. My episode timeline is all fucked up because we haven't been on like a normal recording schedule, but Phil Mickelson has lost like, I don't know, 5 or 6 sponsors in the last like month.
KPMG and Callaway.
Yeah. And it's like, so I've seen a couple people tweeting about that, and I agree with them being like, who did Phil murder? Like, is he going to jail? Like, why are all of these sponsors dropping him like this? Just for saying stupid shit. Like, who cares?
I don't know. I mean, unless I'm missing something, but like I read it online, or I'm sorry, on the air here. Maybe I'd fucking missed something that he said. Maybe he fucking said, go fuck yourself, San Diego. Like, I don't know what the fuck he said. That was so bad.
I know, me neither.
That's the part I'm missing. And like, never mind. Like, what happened to Charlie Hoffman, my guy? I fucking hate that guy.
Yeah.
But at the Waste Management, who is his main sponsor, he fucking trashed the PGA Tour and went off about the Saudis. Did he lose his sponsors?
Yeah.
Because that sounds fucking worse than what Phil said.
Did Patrick Reed lose any sponsors when he
didn't say anything? Just cheated.
Yeah, but allegedly. I mean, he cheated. Allegedly. You know what I mean? Did he lose any sponsors?
I don't even know who his sponsors are.
Yeah.
He doesn't have or he just got PXG, but I was saying he doesn't even have a club.
What's sponsor. The Marshalls brand polo? You know, like Ralph Lauren.
What, Layer 8?
No. You know, like you get it at Marshalls.
Beverly Hills.
Is it Beverly Hills Polo?
Beverly Hills Polo.
Yeah.
Association.
Is that? Yeah. Is that's Patrick Reed's sponsor?
because I know for a while he was playing Artisan wedges, or Artisan, was he playing a full set? I don't know. And Artisan is a brand out of the Dallas area. And they make like really good stuff. The guy used to work for Nike making Tigers clubs, and he's made Tigers clubs for like 20, 25 years. But like the wedge is like $300 a piece, and there's no tour contracts. So it's like you got to pay for that shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like I know he just went to PXG. I don't know if it was a full bag or a driver or what, but I don't even know who sponsors that fucking guy.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. The whole like, so the Saudi thing's dead. It really, at this point, it's fucking dead. When they lost Bryson, they lost pretty much everything, because it was like Kepka and DJ, and then, you know, like Kokrak's like, I'm open to it. It's like, dude, you do not move the needle, not one bit.
Right. Right.
Unless you move away from what people think golf is, and you move towards what golf could be, where now, again, this is a very fucking niche thing, and I don't think it would catch on. But I know Kokrak, I think he lives in Scottsdale but like Pat Perez also lives in Scottsdale.
Yeah.
So when Pat Perez played the 4-play guys in the 4-man scramble, he's wearing this like jumpsuit thing. Like it's matching top and bottom. Like I don't know if it's a romper. It was fucking preposterous what he was wearing. He's hung over his shit. He's drinking while he's out there. He's not even like looking at where the fuck he's hitting the ball.
Right.
And he was telling a different time, different podcast. He was telling a story. He's a member at Silverleaf in Scottsdale. And I'm not sure if it's Whispering Rock or something. Like that's like the high end, pretentious, fucking whatever. And so he's at Silverleaf, and then the GM of Silverleaf, or the owner or something. I don't remember all the details. It was probably on For the People. And you know, there was a change in ownership or a change in management, and the guy goes, I want this place to be fun. I want this place to, you know, I want people to play music. I want you to drive the carts where you want to drive them, just not on the greens.
Yeah.
You know, like drink while you're out there, have fun. If you want to play in a fucking 18-some, cool. Just don't hold anybody up.
Right.
Like,
right.
And he goes to Pat Perez and he goes, bro, I need you fucking driving on tee boxes. I need you like playing the music from fucking 4 holes over. Like, if you don't, like, I need you to start doing this shit, or else nothing's going to change. Right. If people don't start doing it, then that's that. Like, no dress code, whatever.
Right.
So he's like, he looks like a fucking buffoon. And I already hate the way he looks anyway.
Yeah, the Arkansas waterfall.
Yeah, and there was also a time where he was like too cool to work out, but it's like, dude, there's photographic evidence of you working out. Like,
yeah,
you're not too cool to work out. You're just being a fucking clown.
Yeah.
But anyway, so it's like if him and Kokrak and like, you know, if they're in carts and they're driving around, or if they're drinking while they play, like, but then it becomes like a 4-play or a no laying up video, and it's not what you would consider to be professional golf. And especially like, if the Saudi money is backing that, like, isn't alcohol illegal in Saudi Arabia?
Probably.
I think it is. It's like women's rights. You can't have any.
Yeah.
So it's like that obviously wouldn't fly. But like, if you're not going to do anything different and you don't have the big names, you're dead. Like, that's it. This is over. Yeah. So Greg Norman's going to fucking sue them. I saw that.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
he was going to be like the commissioner.
Yeah, he's going to file an antitrust thing. I don't know. He might win. He might not. It might not matter. Yeah, but whatever.
I mean, they probably also don't give a shit. They have trillions of dollars.
The Saudis or the PGA Tour?
The Saudis.
Yeah, the Saudis don't care. They're suing.
Yeah. Oh, they're suing
the PGA Tour.
Oh, I thought Greg Norman was suing the Saudi league.
No, that wouldn't go well. Where would you? I don't even know where you would sue. Like how do you sue the Saudi government?
I don't
like
know.
In Saudi court. Yeah, that would go well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even know how that works. Is it like an international court?
I don't know. There's international police. That's
I don't know.
Interpol.
It's weird.
That's what Interpol stands
I'm
for.
an international judge. Yeah, so like without those guys playing, they're
I'm an
screwed.
international asshole.
Yes. So Phil, I don't know what the fuck he's gonna do. He lost KPMG, lost Callaway.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone's coming with an equipment deal for him, honestly.
Yeah.
Why? What does he have marketable to this point? He won the PGA last year. That was a fucking miracle.
Right.
That was an absolute miracle. He's probably not going to win on tour again. He can go to the Champions Tour. So I don't know. Is Adams still making clubs? Like they can fucking sponsor him if they want. He can hit fucking
Wilson
26-degree hybrids.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. Like I don't know what the fuck he's gonna do. I don't really care either.
No.
He's made a lot of money. He's gonna be 52 this year. He's never winning the US Open, so that career Grand Slam is not happening. He's probably never winning on PGA Tour again. Like the match and all that stuff, it's fine.
Yeah.
It is. I mean, he was decent in the booth, but that's probably over now. Yeah, I don't know. But again, it's like, what did he really do?
Nothing really. And I think it kind of comes down to like, it reminds me of like the NFL, right? Like the owners in the NFL, where they can just decide that someone's done. You know what I mean? Like they collude, right? All the owners will call each other up and be like, hey, don't give this guy a job, or like, hey, fuck this guy, whatever. And that's what it seems like with the PGA Tour. It's like Phil didn't actually say anything bad. All he did was just shit on the PGA Tour. And now everyone's like, nope, we're done. We're done. Yeah, and it's like, but there's no collusion going on.
Well, that's why I think that's why Greg Norman's suing, because, saying that, oh, if you go to this league, you can never play on our league ever again. It's like, that's like moving in towards the antitrust type thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that.
Well, will it stand? I don't know. The USFL was awarded what, $1 or something? Like they won their well, it was like the thing that Trump ran in the 80s.
Yeah.
It's like they won the antitrust lawsuit, but they were awarded like fucking $20 or something. It was something ridiculous.
That's hilarious. Yeah.
Like I forget what the exact dollar amount was, but they sued for antitrust and won, but they were awarded no money.
Yeah.
So the league folded. I mean, Greg Norman can do this. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what's happening too. And now they're talking about changing the schedule and like making some team events, but like not in the fall, and like having it only be in like one calendar year. And I'm like, I did see that. I can't follow this shit.
They were talking about giving the guys a real off season and not starting the season until January.
Yeah, so they wouldn't play September, October, November, December, 4 months.
Yeah, it would go. So the season would go January to September, or August, I guess. But it'd be the end of August, beginning of September.
Yeah, it's Labor Day. They want to be done by Labor Day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, they don't want to compete with football. It's easy.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, that's what. 32 weeks roughly.
Yeah, so they'd be playing 3/5, 60% of the year. I don't know.
Yeah.
4 months, 8 out of 12. Is that 75%? No.
Yeah. Let's call it like a 35 week season.
4, 6, 2.
That's pretty long.
Yeah, 2/3 of the year. Yeah, I think not that I'm super concerned, but like following Monday Q, Ryan French, I don't know what the lower level guys are going to do though. They're fucked.
Yeah.
They are so fucked if that's the case.
Yeah. Because they need those events.
They like generally money. They do. And the way that it goes is you have like the top 125 get their cards. Then another 25 guys go to Q school. No, they go to the Corn Ferry finals. So you get like 150 guys with their cards. Well, it's really only the top 50 that are fully exempt. Everybody else can get bumped, moved, reshuffled. You know, you're a PGA Tour card holder and you might not get into a tournament. So
yeah.
I don't know I don't know how that's going to work.
Yeah, it would be tough, right? You think about the guys that are ranked like 100th, like they're the 100th ranked golfer. It's like, you know, they need to play almost every tournament that they can get in. They can get into. But
yeah, if your math is correct, I'm not fact checking it, and it's 32 weeks and 32 tournaments, they will have to play every single week.
Yeah,
but they might not get in every week.
Right.
So I don't know. I don't know how that's going to work out. But then I feel like there's too much money that they'll lose with
sponsors,
China, Japan.
Yeah.
Because you're cutting the amount of tournaments. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how that's going to work.
Yeah. Like I said, you would lose you would lose sponsor money too, unless what they did was do like I don't know. So if they started doing like a 2 events in a weekend, you know what I mean? So like sometimes they do that when there's like a world golf event, or like this weekend
the
when there's
field stuff.
Yeah, like this weekend when there's the Arnold Palmer Invitational, but then there's also the Puerto Rican Open.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, unless they did some of that a little bit more to make up for it. But
that's going to be tough. That's going to be really tough.
Yeah. I mean, you could
imagine if there were 2 tournaments going at one time. Do you imagine how little Golf Channel could show?
Oh my God. None. Next to none.
Yeah, they would be showing even less than they show now.
They would just
be an opportunity for more.
Yeah. They would just show Faraday on repeat. On loop nonstop.
I mean, something that could be kind of, I don't know, like, I don't want to say an alternate league, because that literally, quite literally, we just talked about that getting shut down.
Yes. Yeah.
But like, there'll be something, and Ryan will cover it. My boy Ryan, who I've never met, never heard of me.
Yeah.
Like these like mini tour events, like there'll be money events around if they're not doing anything in the fall. Like these guys got to make money.
Right.
They do it now.
Yeah. Because then the other thing too is you have to decide what tournaments you're going to cut. Like what sponsors are you going to cut? And it makes it a little bit easier if there's a contract that's coming up. But like just using random things, it wouldn't be Honda, but let's say, because it just happened, the Honda, like the Honda Classic, like, are you going to cut that sponsorship if you still have 12 years left on the deal? Or are you going to run an opposite field event at the same time? How is Honda going to feel about their event that you decided to run the Barbasol Open the same weekend because your contract with Barbasol doesn't run out for another 4 years and you can't get out of it yet because it would cost too much money? So it's almost like, I don't want to say it can't be done, but it's going to be really fucking difficult if they shorten the season just from a logistical standpoint, right? Like I said, the sponsors, like whatever these sponsored deals are, I don't know.
I think it's also just bad business, because what like if you cut the events, like where Netflix, if you increase expenses, like no, like seriously, if you cut events, you're losing money. Yes. They will not be losing money. So they're probably going to try to replace it with some of that team stuff, because they've been rumoring that. I don't know the specifics of that or what they're thinking or how they're thinking or what, but
team as far as like more like President's Cup stuff.
No, it'd be more like the college, which is so college. Now this is again, I think this could be cool. I think it could. College golf works like so. You invite all the teams. They bring 5 people. Top 4 scores count. And that's like a live thing. So If you got a guy that's shooting fucking 80 and someone else is like teetering around and all of a sudden they start fucking ejecting, well, now that fucking 80 is starting to show up again. And that might realistically be like you have two guys that are fucking way out of it now.
Yeah.
But one of them has to count because it's 4 out of 5.
Yeah.
So this is just me now. So at this point, I was wondering if they do move to a team thing, I'd like to see it in the set, like a series type thing. Could you almost do it like NASCAR? Not necessarily where teams are owned, but like teams are sponsored. So Honda has the team of Rahm, Berger, Fowler, Westwood, and Fleetwood or whatever.
Yeah.
And then, you know, the best 4 out of 5 get it. And there's a prize for individual too. Because in college, there's an individual prize as well. Like everyone goes out there, plays their own ball. Whoever shoots the best wins individual.
Right.
So like that could be interesting where if they're like, because you can get your sponsorship money from that.
Yeah.
And then the guys play for a little bit of money ahead of time from the sponsor, but they mostly are playing for earnings. You know, best 4 out of 5 scores count, and everyone's playing for individual too. Like that could be something. You do that twice a month in the 4 months, like eight events maybe.
Yeah. Yeah. That's not bad.
Like, I don't know. Like that could be interesting. Like, cause then it's like, I even said, like, again, there's no money that does this, but like, say you did team Dallas, and it's like Spieth, it's Scheffler, it's Kelly Craft, whoever.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like, well, we don't live in Dallas. We have nothing to root for, but fuck Dallas. I don't want to root for them. And I'm going to root against them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because there's Team Ireland breathing down their neck, which is, you know, Lowry, McIlroy, Harrington, Seamus Power, and one other guy, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know.
That would be pretty cool.
Could be, again, I don't know what they're thinking or how they're thinking or what they're thinking, but you know, if you did 8 events in the fall, 8 events, yeah. So those 4 months, play the 8 events, make it something different. I don't know. Could be right.
And you could even, I mean, now we're getting closer to NASCAR stuff, but you could sponsor the teams with whatever. So like Team Dallas, say Jerry Jones is going to sponsor Team Dallas. So you throw the Dallas Cowboys logo on their fucking polos, or like Team Ireland. Apple's headquarters, I think technically is in Ireland.
Guinness is easier.
Yeah, or Guinness. Yeah, you could put it, the Guinness logo, the fucking toucan, the Guinness toucan, the drunk toucan Sam.
Yeah,
you can put him on the polo for Team Ireland, or like shit like that. You know what I mean? So you can pull sponsorships in that way too. You know, and sponsor the team.
Yeah, again, it could be something, or even like maybe, hey, your team, like, because I know NASCAR is all individual. There's no team prize.
I mean, there is at the end of the year.
Yeah, but no one really cares. Like, not within the event. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, not within the event. It's just the season.
It's just
long.
the racer.
Yeah.
But like you could have, so say Team Amazon has got 10 golfers. All right, and we got Amazon A, Amazon B, and it's like 2, and then they're like going against each other. Whatever. Like you could do that too. Or it's like Team A plays week 1, Team B plays week 2. So like maybe all the guys don't have to play 8 events. They only have to play 4. And then your team still accumulate points because you got 2 squads for each team.
Yeah.
So if it's Team Amazon and they got their A team, their B team, and they win the first 2 events, well, now Team Amazon's in first by a fucking mile. And all those guys got paid for their earnings. And whoever won the individual, say that was from Team FedEx, he gets paid for the individual. And like, I don't know. I mean, there's options there if they want to do that route. Yeah.
Yeah. That's not bad. It makes sense. It like when there's ways to do it. Like, I mean, if the two of us can sit here and find out ways, like you would hope that, you know, the
You've already
people
thought of them. You would
that
hope.
actual work at the PGA Tour would be able to figure something out, but maybe not.
Yeah.
Maybe not. So
Yeah,
there's
I don't know.
always,
And then even like you could even do like this would be cool is, and I don't know the financial situation of these things whatsoever, but actually this one's possible. So Barstool gets a team of 5. And let's just say everyone gets one team of 5. So Barstool gets a team of 5. Now you can have the foreplay guys interviewing them. What are they doing? How are they practicing? How are they training? Sit down interview.
yeah.
Oh, because Barstool has a connection with TaylorMade, and they already do they already do some of this, but like, you know, we're gonna go through all of Colin Morikawa's practice session. And I mean, again, like they just had Fleetwood on, like, so they do some of that stuff already.
Right.
But like, you know, get the caddies mic'd up, interview the caddies. Like, what are you doing here? How do you do this? And just like watch people's fucking heads explode. No, like, so like seriously, go to a golf hole and then caddy, we're sitting in the middle of the fairway, 150. What are we doing?
Yeah.
It's like, all right, well, it's 150. It's 150 to the middle. That pin is 3 off the left and 9 off the front. We know that the carry on the front is actually 135, but it's elevated 10 feet. So we're going to call that 138. And with
there's
the pin being,
there's a 7-mile-an-hour wind in our face.
yeah, so there's a little bit off the left, so that's not going to add any distance to it. But we know it's a 138 cover, so we're going to hit it 142 and throw it right beyond the pin. And then you later follow the caddies as they go out drinking and realize that they're a bunch of fat, disgusting slobs, but they're fucking savants at what they do. That would be good entertainment.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I think that part of it would definitely make golf a lot more interesting. If you mic these guys up, right? Like, or like just mic up the caddy, I guess. Cause I could see there'd be plenty of golfers that would throw a fucking hissy fit. Like, I got to plug this thing in the back. I got a wire. How am I supposed to swing with a wire on? Like, all right, fine, whatever. So mic up the caddy and then go from there. But I think that would be cool. Like you just said, like they just listen to what, like some of the shit that they say. So I forget what tournament it was, but the one, I think it was the American Express with the one Spieth almost won. There was a camera there was a mic and a camera that was near him and his caddy while they were talking. He was like about to shoot from the fairway, and the shit they were going back and forth that it picked up on the mic. The announcers even said like, oh yeah, I hope you guys just paid attention to what was going on there.
Yeah.
Because they like the way they were talking was so technical, and it was literally just what it was, almost exactly what you said. You know what I mean? It's like, well, the pin is, you know, it's playing 135, but it's up, so that we're going to hit 138. And then, so we're going to hit a 142 shot and hope the wind carries it and rolls it back and does all this. And it's just fucking wild to like listen to what they say. That would be cool. That would be fun. I would enjoy that. Now, I don't know if the casual viewer would enjoy it, but
is the casual viewer watching that instead of football?
No.
Because if we're talking about the fall, that's what we're talking about.
Yeah. No,
you
that's true.
You ain't getting the casual.
That's true too. Yeah. Yeah. So,
but you could maybe convince me to put that on. Also, you should do that shit during the week, but yeah. You could convince me potentially to put that on and then put Red Zone on the side.
Right.
Potentially.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. That's another thing too. Like, who says the tournaments have to be played Thursday to Sunday?
Tradition.
Like, oh yeah.
It's probably tradition.
Yeah. Oh, that's the way it's always been done.
Golf is tradition and artistry.
Yeah. Like, why not just run the tournaments Wednesday to Saturday, which one of them did that this year.
The Farmers did.
The Farmers,
to avoid championship weekend.
Yeah. They were like, yeah, let's go Wednesday to Saturday. That would be great. You know, like that would be cool too.
I'm telling you right now, if it's the off season, go fucking Monday to Thursday.
Yeah.
Go Monday to Thursday. No one watches the first round anyway. Let that compete with football. Oh, I guess Thursday night football.
Yeah.
You got to get it in a. You got to get it in a prime time somehow, or on a Friday. Oh, people go out.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're never gonna win that one.
Yeah. But I don't know. It's possible. You know what else is not only possible, but it actually did happen. It is confirmed that it's no surprise to neither you nor I. The CDC has admitted to concealing data regarding the COVID vaccines.
This is my shock. This is my shocked voice and face.
Yeah. Have you heard about that? Like, no, nothing from Crazy Paul or any of the people at the gym?
No.
I figured they'd be all over it.
No, they don't care. COVID's fucking dead, dude.
Yeah. Well,
I may have just jinxed it, but.
Well, it will be after tonight, actually, because tonight I think is the State of the Union. It might be going right now. I think it started at 8.
Give a shit less about. Fuck that.
But I saw they released like some notes ahead of time, or it leaked. They didn't release it. Something leaked, and it was along the lines of Biden was going to declare COVID done and like victorious.
Yeah, I saw that from a Fox News person, so I just thought it was bullshit.
Yeah,
but not breaking news. Producer Michaela just sent me something.
Mm-hmm.
And this is for the tracker. Boston will no longer require people to wear a face covering in indoor public spaces starting on 3/5.
I did see that.
That is that Saturday?
Yes, it is. It's my birthday.
No one cares.
No one cares. Yeah, I saw that. I saw that on Twitter, like right before we got on. But they will be requiring it still in schools, so that's good.
You know what? I don't have to go to school. I don't give a shit. People are getting fucking up and on. I can't believe the kids have to wear masks. Maybe they fucking should. You know, maybe they fucking should.
We're done after this week at my school. Next Monday, nobody has to wear it. It's just optional at that point. But so anyway, to the CDC thing, the CDC admitted to concealing adverse data. So I'm looking at this Steve Kirsch on Substack. I've become a pretty big fan of Substack recently, but we don't have to get into that. But this one guy, I don't know who Steve Kirsch is, but his Substack article, I'll just read the first couple lines here. He links, here's the story to the CDC withholding data in the Gateway Pundit. Now, I'm assuming the Gateway Pundit is a right-wing news outlet, because the very next sentence says, but blue pill people only read the New York Times. Okay, fine. Here's the story in the New York Times. So apparently, like, even the Times has reported on this from the CDC. So from the New York Times, it says, Kristen Nordland, spokesperson for CDC, said the agency has been slow to release the different streams of data, quote, because basically, at the end of the day, it's not yet ready for prime time, end quote. She said the agency's priority when gathering any data is to ensure that it's accurate and actionable. Okay. All right. Well, that's news to me. Because a lot of it that's come out has not been accurate, which we don't have to go through the laundry list of everything that they've said that it hasn't been accurate. But if you've been alive for the last 9 months, you know a lot of what they've said has actually turned out to be inaccurate. So then they go on to say, this is from the New York Times, but the CDC has been routinely collecting information since the COVID vaccines were rolled out last year, according to a federal official familiar with the effort. The agency has been reluctant to make those figures public, the official said, because they might be misinterpreted as the vaccines being ineffective. Really?
Why do you think they didn't want to? Why do you think they withheld that info?
Well, they were nervous that it would be misinterpreted, that the vaccines don't do anything.
Is that a bad thing? Does that not fit their narrative?
Imagine that. Imagine that. Hey, CDC, how come you didn't release this information on the vaccines that you've been keeping? So you have record of it, but you didn't release it. Well, we didn't release it because we were afraid that maybe people might look at the info and think that the vaccines were ineffective. But aren't we supposed to follow the science?
No. Depends on what the science says.
Yeah. No, we're supposed to follow the narrative, and as long as the science complies. It's like, wow, this is not a good look.
Yeah, but is anyone paying attention?
No.
Then it does really not that bad of a look, is it?
Because everyone is, like you said,
World War III.
Done with COVID, and we're moved on to World War III.
We're on to Ukraine.
Yeah, which is another interesting thing, because I'm seeing a lot of social media posts in general, I guess, a lot of Twitter, but also some on Instagram, about how like no one really knows what the real story is that's going on.
Yeah, because all those feel-good stories allegedly aren't true.
Yes, the feel-good stories are fake. A lot of the photos that have been posted in news articles, actually, I don't know how you do this, but apparently you can search photos on the internet somehow through some search engine. And a lot of the photos that they posted in news articles are from like 2017.
Yeah, it's great.
So it's like, there's this picture of this guy dressed up in like this military garb, but he looks like he's like 60. And like, you can see that same photo was first originally published on the internet in 2017.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
And it's like, what? So this is like blatant propaganda at this point. Like, and maybe it's not blatant.
What
but
isn't?
It becomes blatant when you search it a little bit. But like, we've never had, we as a collective population of people have never had the ability to fact check as quickly and as accurately as we do right now. So when you get this bullshit news that's coming out, that's like, oh, I don't know what the ghost of Kiev even is. But I just see everyone talk about the ghost of Kiev.
It's supposed to be a lone aircraft going around shooting everything down. And allegedly
that makes sense.
Doesn't even exist.
Yeah, that makes sense. There's just one guy that flies a fucking F-16 out of his driveway. Like no one knows where this fucking aircraft comes from. Really? How many fucking airstrips are there? Like, get the fuck off my lawn with that bullshit. Oh, it's a rogue aircraft. No one knows who it is. Oh, okay. Yeah. Do you know how long a runway has to be to launch a fucking plane? Where is that no one knows where how does he get the fuel? How does he get the jet fuel? Because jet fuel is a little different than the fuel that you put in your car.
Might buy it from Russia.
You know, it's like people come up with these fucking crazy ass stories and it's all fake. It's literally fake. It's made up. So now everyone's like, we actually don't know what's good. Like the one thing we do know is that we have no idea what's actually happening in the Ukraine. We have like general like idea consensus, but like we don't really know the truth, because I don't think journalists are allowed over there right now. Like they're not allowing people in. It's fucked up, man. It's weird. It's real weird. Like I said, we've never had the ability to fact check as quickly and as accurately ever in the history of time. So like these news outlets, and it's not just the United States either. It's the United States media, it's the Ukrainian media, it's the Russian media for sure. I don't know who's worse, really, Russia or the US. Both of them are fucking gross when it comes to propaganda. But what they're doing is literally creating propaganda. Like that's the definition of propaganda, is what they're putting out.
It's all the fucking news is, dude.
And it's like, wow, this is insane. But people that people that aren't exposed to that type of stuff on social media, because you could still be on social media and like not really know what's going on, but like there's a massive chunk of the population of if we just stick with the United States that thinks that like Ukraine's about to get blown off the face of the earth. And it's like,
so like the kids at the gym go, oh, what do you think? You think Ukraine can pull off the 15-2 upset? And I'm like, Russia's not a 2.
Yeah.
What do you mean? I go, not a 2.
Yeah.
What are they? Well, I don't know. Maybe like a 4, maybe a 5. Well, they're not a 2.
Yeah.
Well, if they were a 2, we'd be there. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Fucking 2 seed. Oh, who's a 1 seed? I don't know. US and China.
Yeah, it's probably it.
Like, Russia's a 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Sick economy they have over there. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. So I don't know. It's weird. I guess at this point, we have to resign ourselves to the fact that we won't really know unless we get some legitimate reporting. But that would require legitimate journalists. And there aren't many left of those.
Yep. Good luck finding one.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's a weird shit. Weird shit, man. You want to wrap this up?
Yeah, you can wrap this up.
It's about time.
Mine will be short and sweet. I would just like to thank Cunty Chris, who will not be listening to this because he's a cunt. I would like to thank him for mushing my Daniel Berger bet last week. I had Daniel Berger pre-tournament to win. I had to get him live because I didn't know PGA National started tee times at 7 a.m. I will be more prepared going forward, but I had him live early. I had Chris Kirk in second place. That was 1-2 going into Sunday. Berger had a 5-shot lead, gave it all back in 6 holes because Chris Healy, on Saturday, texted me about how I've hit 2 in the last month because I had Hoagie at Pebble Beach.
Yep.
And how you got to maybe think about betting a little bit more money on them, and that he's maybe got to start thinking about tailing and da. Lo and behold, DB straight vibing, DB straight fucking 4th place. Thanks.
Yes. Yeah. Should have bet him top 5.
Mush the fuck out of me.
Dude,
I'm not doing top 5s, top 20s. I'm not doing any of that shit anymore. Fuck that.
I know.
I'm just gonna pick fucking.
But that was the big thing.
Fucking only pick Ian. Yeah.
Ian. Yeah. People fucking tweet at him all the time. Oh, you should have took him top 5. Fuck you.
Yeah.
How about that? How about fuck you?
So what's top? Speaking. I don't even know what a Berger top 5 would have bet.
Yeah, I mean, if he was
4-1,
if he was 18-1 to win it,
4-1,
probably, yeah, somewhere around 4-1 to finish top 5.
In top 10, maybe 2-1.
Yeah.
If that, yeah, that, I don't know. That probably sounds right. Top 10 stuff. And then top 20 would be fucking -110.
Yeah. Or -120. I mean, if
he was
if
like the
he's
4th favorite.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think he was up there.
Yeah, he was like the 4th in line. But
Sung J.M., I think, was the favorite.
Yeah, he was.
He missed the cut.
that was bad.
Yeah.
Not good.
No.
Yeah. So close, no cigar, but I got absolutely fucking mushed on Saturday. So thanks for that.
Sick. All right. So my final thought, I literally just came up with this like as we were eating dinner tonight. So I don't know if Leo does this also after he eats, but when every time Pickett eats, she runs over to her bed and rolls in her bed and like rubs her face all over her bed. Does Leo do that?
No.
All right. So I was like, what the fuck? Like, I was like, I just want to know, like, why? So I Googled why does my dog rub their face all over after eating? And like it auto-populated. Like it was one of those things that auto-populated. Like a lot of people clearly fucking Google it. So I found this website. And the title of the article is, "Why Does My Dog Rub His Face After Eating?" So great SEO, by the way. Yeah. So it goes through like, yeah, why does my dog do that? Take my friend example, whatever, all yada, yada, yada. So I'll just read this little blurb right here, but then there's a tangent off of this that I'll get to. So as it turns out, dogs can rub their faces and muzzles after eating for several reasons, like showing their enjoyment or irritation or for an allergic reaction. To narrow it down, watch their behavior to help determine what triggers it and if there is a behavior pattern. More importantly, ask yourself if veterinarian intervention is required, whatever. The next thing, this is called the Contentment Ceremony. According to psychologist Stanley Coren, dogs will display these happy dance signals with events that make them feel good or happy. For instance, these could occur while seeing you prepare the meal or after eating a good meal, by them rolling and rubbing their bodies across the floor and the furniture, or rubbing their muzzles and noses. They are expressing their contentment. Their comical actions are essentially a ceremonious ritual. This is what we've determined to be Zach's method of madness. Zach is this person's dog who wrote this article. So the act of a dog rubbing its face and body all over the couch and floor and bed after they eat is a sign of happiness and contentment. They just ate a good meal. They're very happy. So dogs are really fucking weird. But two, I got to back up here because I glossed over this on purpose. I read you the intro. I read you the diagnosis. It's called the Contentment Dance, whatever. If you're a close listener, you may have noticed I said, according to psychologist Stanley Coren, dogs will display these happy dance signals. There's a dog psychologist now? Do we have dog psychologists? Imagine, I said this to Amy, I go, imagine talking to someone while you're in school, like while you're in college, and someone goes, oh, what do you go to school for? Dog psychology. Like as if like psychology itself, the major, gets shit on all the time as it's like business, right? Comical. Like the two majors that get made fun of the most is business and psychology. Like, oh, what do you go to?
Theoretically, though, it should be communications.
Yeah.
And communications and psych, because even going for business, usually you have to pick a concentration that at least puts you towards something. Right.
So you're a psych major. Sick, dude. You're literally throwing $40,000 a year out the window. But whatever. So what's worse than being a psych major?
Dog psych.
Being a dog psych major.
Because the only thing
dog psychologist.
The only thing you can do is research dog psychology.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to put the dog on the couch and have him fucking look at the fucking ink blots.
Yeah.
Like, how does that make you feel? They're just going to look at you. Yeah. And it's like, there's people with a lot less debt who train dogs, and they're very good at it.
Yeah.
You didn't need to go to get a degree in psychology to do that. You just need to learn how to train dogs.
I'm just blown away that dog psychology is a thing.
It's not. That's not a real thing.
Like
that's not a real thing.
Is it? I hope it's a certificate program. Like I
hope
I can pay.
Fucking thing.
I
just
can
like
pay,
human psychology, where everything's a fucking theory or a theorem or nothing's fucking proven. Dog psychology is not a real thing.
But I really hope someone didn't pay tens of thousands of dollars a year to become a dog psychologist. Like I really hope. Like I said, I hope that's that's a certificate where like you can take a weekend course, maybe pay a couple $100 and like be certified as a dog psychologist. Like,
I
all
just
right,
hope
sick.
that person's a real psychologist doing some type of actual psychology. And then like as a side gig, they're like, oh, you want to interview me about a dog psychology? Yeah, sure. I'll give you an interview. Oh yeah, that's what we like to theorize as contentment syndrome.
Yeah.
Oh, contentment syndrome. Is contentment a word? Nah, it might not be. I don't know. It could be. Maybe 50-50, we'll say.
Sounds like a word, doesn't it?
And contentment and syndrome, those are almost opposite words because a syndrome's typically bad, but contentment is good.
Yeah.
And it's a dog. So it's either having a violent allergic reaction or it's super happy. My God, you're the smartest person I've met.
Oh man. Yeah, that's just
what a fucking asshole.
Wow. Tip of the cap to Stanley Coren, the dog psychologist.
Fucking clown ass.
Imagine like also too, like if that is a real thing, like to go to school for.
Which it's not. I'm not believing that it is.
And your parents are like, oh, what are you studying? I'm like, dog psychology. I would like, absolutely cool. Fucking lose it.
Yeah, you know that college fund? Taking it back.
Yeah, guess what? I'm not paying one fucking penny towards your degree.
Yeah, I've invested since you were fucking before you were born.
Yeah.
It's been 18 years. I did everything the right way, pump money into it, whatever. I got plenty of money for you to graduate, and you will have none of it.
Yeah. No. I would rather pay 60% taxes on that money.
I would rather put it in a fucking pool and light it on fire
than pay for you to get a degree in dog psychology.
That's a joke.
Because
the people who are the best at figuring out dogs spend a lot of time with dogs.
Yeah.
Just put the time in.
Yeah. Just spend time with dogs. It's crazy. Like Amy, like, you know, she's obviously worked with dogs forever. She can literally, like, if there's two dogs like near each other, she'll look and be like, you got to get that dog away from it. That other one. I'm like, what? She's like, they're going to fight. Like, how the fuck do you know that? And it's like, you know what I mean? But it's like you
dog
just
psychology.
Said, you got to spend time with them and you learn that kind of shit. Or like, you just know shit. You know what I mean? Like you didn't have to go become a dog psychologist
Amy
to be able to figure out dogs.
Amy should be a self-proclaimed doctor of dog psychology.
I'm going to tell her. Doctor. That's awesome. Yeah.
She should. She gets dogs.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a real thing, so I'm not fucking buying this.
Yeah, although but then if anyone ever tried to call her on it,
imagine going to vet school. Imagine going to vet school and it's like, oh, what are you here for? Nah, I'm in the psychology department.
Yeah.
Good.
Oh, okay.
Good for you.
I didn't know we had one of those. Is that for us? The psychology department for us?
Yeah.
No. It's for the animals.
So it's for the animals.
Oh,
they need psychology. Yeah. Rub his belly, he will be happy.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you see when he wags his tail?
Happy.
That means he's happy. Yeah. Yep.
And when he's like sleeping over there, means he's tired.
Yep.
And when you feed him every day at 5 o'clock and at 4:45 he starts barking at you, he's hungry.
Yep.
When do I get my degree? It's in the mail.
From
although I do need a dog psychologist to tell me why the fuck he keeps digging me every fucking night. Like I just sit there with the blanket on me and he just runs over and starts digging.
Oh, that's good.
Fuck, dude. Like, the fuck do you think you're gonna find? My leg?
Dick.
like my kneecap?
Yeah.
What are you gonna do with that?
Does he dig in the blanket? Yard?
No, we don't have a yard, dude.
I mean, you have a yard.
Not really.
You have a grassy area out back.
Yeah, but it's not a yard. Like, I can't let him go.
Yeah, that's fair. But he doesn't like dig like anywhere else.
No, he's always on the leash.
Yeah.
He might dig it. Like, if I had a fenced in spot and just let him go, he might dig.
Yeah. Because Pickett will dig sometimes. She does this weird thing. I think it's the golden retriever in her, where if you give her a new bone or like a treat or something, like a big treat, she starts whining and she carries it around in her mouth and like looks for somewhere to like hide it,
to bury it.
so she like goes, like sometimes she'll like go over to her bed or she'll go to the couch or something and she'll drop the bone and just start digging like in her bed, and then she'll like just hit it with her nose and like act like she's burying it. And I'll watch her and be like, do you realize there's no dirt? Like, do you think you're actually burying this right now?
Yet someone has mastered the psychology of this animal.
Yeah. But someone paid tens of thousands of dollars a year to learn the psychology.
I refuse to believe that that's a real major. I just won't even like, every time that you mention it, I am going to dispute it because I just won't believe that that's true.
It's a joke. It's an absolute fucking
No, I know,
ridiculous.
but like again, it's so bad. I refuse. And you know what? It probably is a real thing, but I refuse to acknowledge it as a real thing.
Yeah,
like Austria and the Holocaust, it didn't exist.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just fucking yeah. Well, on that note, that's gonna do it for all you dog psychologists out there. I don't know if we have any listeners that actually are dog psychologists by some
I will absolutely
stretch of the imagination.
And screw you, Spencer. I'm stealing your idea. If a dog psychologist wants to come on here, I will absolutely interview the fuck out of that.
Yeah, 110%. Also, anybody that just is listening and just wants to come on, sure, we're open to that. Whatever you want to do. We're a text message or a DM away. If you want to DM us, you can get us on Instagram at Sarcasmspeaks or on Twitter at Sarcasm_speaks. And there you go. One of us will get back to you. And we'll get you on the show. That'll be fun. So make sure you hit the like button. Thanks for watching on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe over there. Like, rate, review. Again, subscribe on all other streaming services, whatever you're using. Spotify lets you review now. So if you use Spotify, give us 5 stars over there. The website's up and running. Maybe it will start to feature my sports betting articles pretty soon. So you could probably check that out at sarcasmspeaks.com. I gave you the Instagram at sarcasmspeakspod. The Twitter is sarcasm_speaks. Facebook page is Sarcasm Speaks. Thank you to mybookie.com. Speaking of sports betting, you can go to mybookie.com, use the promo code SarcasmPod to double your first deposit up to $1,000 over there. Would be really interesting if I do end up getting hired, even though it's part-time at BetSided, if I'd still be allowed to have MyBookie as a sponsor. Well, because we're not a sports betting podcast. So we're not strictly, you know what I mean?
He was able to. When he moved, he wasn't. Yeah, I don't know why he didn't.
Because he had BetUS as a sponsor.
Yeah, and he stopped pumping them when he switched jobs.
Yeah, when he went to BetSided.
I'm not sure why.
Yeah, I'm not either.
I don't know.
So it could be because maybe his podcast is a product technically of Minute Media now.
Yeah.
So Minute Media gives him the sponsors, like he's not allowed to have his own. But whatever, go to mybookie.com and use the promo code SarcasmPod. To double your first deposit up to $1,000. Also, grillyourassoff.com. Use the same promo code SarcasmPod, and that will get you 15% off your entire order every single time you check out. I know you said you just bought some last week, right?
They came in today.
Yeah, I have yet to buy them. I will probably buy them at some point this week, and I get my restock. They've got seasonings. They've got t-shirts, hats, aprons, meat thermometers, pickles, barbecue sauces. They've got everything you could imagine, anything related to cooking, grilling, all that great stuff. Again, grillyourassoff.com, promo code SarcasmPod, 15% off over there. I think that's all of it. I think that's everything. So until next time, good night.